Hopefully I am streaming. Yeah, it looks like it is all working okay. Hello everybody, a little impromptu stream here. I need to set up some more stuff for tomorrow's Vostrum, the Arcane Law session 2. So I thought I would come live and chill with some people while playing. So hello. In fact, I probably should. Let me just quickly chuck out on my Twitter that I am doing this. So going to live stream some campaign prep for Vostrum, the Arcane Law Session 2. Come along and say hi. Perfect. Okay. How is everyone? Hey Carl, thank you for coming along. Right, so today we are going to be using my glasses are really gross and I don't have any glass cleaner nearby, so the shirt will have to do. So today I need to make at least 2 maps, maybe 3 maps. One of the maps is not going to be a battle map, it's going to be like a scene map. And the other 2 are going to be your traditional top-down maps. We're going to start with a scene map first, because that's a little bit more interesting than the other 2 maps. The other 2 maps are going to be quite simple. Let me turn the music down a little bit. It's a little bit loud for me. I'm not sure how it is for you. But yeah, we are going to jump into Flowscape. So let me switch over to the other screen. Here we go, and in fact, let me minute. I'm just gonna green screen myself as well, so I can background. Boom! There you go, as if by magic. So yeah, we're going to be jumping into Flowscape, and what I need to make today is a big scene, a big tropical mountain scene. So we're going to do that. That is the plan of action. And I've never really done anything like on this scale before. So I am also going to be learning along the way, and hopefully you can learn some stuff as well. So this looks good. Perfect. Okay, so if you didn't know, in Flowscape you can create a plane, I guess you'd call it, or you can just clear everything, make it flat, and then in this rocky type one there are some preset mountains, some preset mountain ranges. So I'm just going to select one of them. So we're going to go with, I want one that has one very clear peak, really. Maybe even that one. And then once you have selected it, I'm just going to move it up a bit. Just like that. And then I'm hoping that you can select the trees. Oh, that did not work, did it? I put the wrong one down. And then you can chuck stuff onto the side of the mountain, and it looks like a massive mountain rather than just a little thing. Let's turn the density all the way up. There we go. And then I am now making some trees. I'm not sure if I actually like this or not. Do I make my own mountain rather than doing it like this? Well, let's go right in and see what it looks like. So if I was to drop myself in, I'm on top of a load of tiny trees. Okay, yeah, that's not quite correct then, is it? No, that is definitely not what I'm looking for. So let's drop back out of that view, grab the rubber and get rid of everything. Start again. Got some floating trees around the place. Oh, come on now. Actually, oh, there you go. It's working now. Okay, so let's get rid of all of these. Okay, so I'm going to need a big mountain then, and we're going to do it this way instead. So let's see if there's anything we can start with. Right, so we need mountainous ground. So I'm thinking what we do is we have grass and mountain, and then you can come to sculpt down here, and then this is where you can change the ground. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to have one big mountain. Let's rise it all up a little bit. And then if I make a bit bigger, let's make this an actual peak. There we go. And then we need to fill out the base a bit more. Okay. Let's lower that down a bit. Oh, camera's going all over the place. Okay, I think this will be enough for a mountain. I'm just gonna raise some more parts off so it looks a little bit less perfect, because at the moment it does look a little bit too perfect. Okay, so now if we go to trees, let's see what the trees look like now when we chuck it on. I think that looks much better. Okay, so we're gonna make some very dense trees here. And it's gonna go all the way up the mountain. What I might even do, so all I actually need here is one screenshot just to show my players what they're looking at, what the mountain looks like. So I might not even do the whole way around. I might just do one side and cheat a little bit so I can do that. Right, let's pick another type of tree, chuck them all around as well, make it a little bit more varied. And what about this tree? What does that look like? Yeah, good. So this looks like a very dense forest. I think I'm actually going to have to do a bit over here as well, aren't I? There you go. Let's do some around here too. Bit more, and then we're going to put in some plants, which will just be below the line of the tree. So if we go to plants, and that looks kind of tropically, doesn't it? So let's chuck some of them in all around the place. We obviously want it a lot denser at the base of this mountain than near the top, so we're just gonna chuck some stuff all around it. We're also going to want, just in case it comes up, we just want some rocks all around the place. And then some sticks all around the place. Right, so now, so this looks like a very dense forest down the bottom here, which is good, because that's sort of what we're going for. And the angle I'm sort of going here, the screenshot that I want to show my players is definitely not that one. I want to show them sort of their view, so they'll be like at the bottom of the mountain. Oh god, I've gone through the floor. And I want a sort of view where they're looking up and it's obvious that they're in some very dense forest. And they're looking up. I wonder, in fact, if you can, let me go to the, not that one, go to the camera controls. Can you change the field of view? I want it to be smaller. So like this should be a massive tree, but it's not. Field of view helps a little bit with that. No, you don't want that. Don't want that. Focus distance, maybe this. No, okay. Looks like that's the best we're getting them. That's still quite good though. So if I put us right on the edge and not in the floor. See, this looks like quite a dense forest. Let me just put some twigs. What happened to the light there? There we go. The sun got in my eyes a little bit there when the camera's eyes. Hey Zenix Moo, I need to reply to you on Discord. I just remembered I did not reply. That's very rude of me. I had a very busy weekend, so I will get back to you, I promise. I'll get back to you today, in fact, after this stream is over. I'll make sure to reply to you. Okay, so right, let's zoom out a bit then. Let's work out what a good angle might be. So what about over in this corner? Now I think I like that this corner's a lot denser, so I think I quite like this here with a little bit of the sun. If I change it, no. Just like that. Can I get a bit further down, in fact? Let's go a bit higher. Oh, I don't know if any of you have used Flowscape before, but the camera controls are a little bit tricky sometimes. So let's change the direction of the sun again. I think I quite like it like that. Let's change the intensity. Height of the sun, so let's make it like that. Lens flare, doesn't matter. Temperature of the sun. That looks quite tropically, doesn't it? Tropical. So this is Flowscape, Zenix. So this is, you can make sort of 3D. So if I zoom all the way out, you can make terrain like this. And then if you wanted to, you can change it into a battle map view. But for this instance, I just want to make a nice little screenshot for the camera's buggered. Yeah. There you go. So yeah, for this instance, I just want to show my players a little screenshot to show them what they're looking at. So that at one point they're going to look at a big old mountain and I want to literally show them. So this is the mountain you're looking at. I thought that would be quite cool. I'm wondering if I can sculpt. Oh, you can't sculpt. So I want the peak to look a little bit more peaky. I'm not sure if that's the right word. So we're gonna get rid of this at the top for a little while. And then I think there is a way, although I can't remember how to do it, where you can paint. That's it. So paint. That's definitely not correct. That's also not correct. So I was hoping there was going to be a mountain looking paintbrush I could use. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So maybe I will not do that then, because it looks like they've just got very few paintbrush ideas here. Yeah, let's not do that then. Let's just leave it how it was. So I need to chuck a few trees back in again. Change the density a bit so it's a little less dense up near the top. Maybe a bit more dense than that. Some of these trees as well. Chuck them in. Okay, now I've sort of buggered it because it looks like there's a pretty harsh end there. Right, let me just try and undo until... Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay. So I went a bit too far with the undoing. Can you redo? No. Okay, let me just see what it looks like anyway from this corner. It's looking pretty good. Just need to go up a bit. Okay, I'm probably playing around far too much with this. So let me get it in the right spot. A bit further up, in fact. In fact, if I give them a view above the tree line, then they can't see how far. Let's actually, I know what I'm going to do. I am going to sort of not start again, but I'm going to make the terrain size much bigger. And then we're going to chuck the trees on. Let's sort of start again, but with a much bigger terrain size so it looks a bit better, because I didn't really like how that was looking there. So why is that taking? Right, okay, so now they're making tiny trees. I don't want tiny trees. So let's put the tree size up. Density up high. Let's brush some all over the place, and then let's try a different type of tree. Chuck some of them in as well. Good measure. I have not seen the Ragdos White Knife weapon from Ravnica. What does it do? Sounds interesting. Definitely sounds interesting. Okay, this isn't quite right. Let's get rid of everything and start again. There's a lot of fiddling around in this. Ravnica is probably the only D&D book I haven't read fully, actually. The world generally doesn't fit into what I have in my worlds, so I haven't read it all. I've just sort of flicked through, so yeah, I've missed that weapon. So tell me what it does. Right, let's try this again. I think I put my density a bit too high there, so let's start again. With a lower density, we're going to chuck some of those trees down first, and then we're going to put some of these trees up around them. Perfect. This is already looking better. Success. And then we're going to grab some of these trees and put them in as well. Right, so I do need some more trees up here just to fill in these areas. And then we want to chuck some tropical looking bushes all over the place. Like so, some around the top as well. I'll have to read it. You're getting me intrigued. I might actually give it a little read in a second. Right, so let's go down to tree level this time. Still not quite right. Just chucking some sticks and rocks around, just in case they shot. Okay, I think I am probably spending far too much time on this. It's supposed to just be a screenshot to show my players, to show them that they are looking at a big mountain. A big tropical mountain. Let's chuck some more trees up the mountain. I think that might be why it looks a bit weird. Let's chuck the density down a bit, but still chuck some trees about. There you go, that's a bit better. Some of them trees as well. Okay, perfect. So let's take a little screenshot of this. Perfect, and then I am going to save it. Boom, done. Okay, so the next thing, which is something I was going to experiment a bit with, is, so let's zoom all the way out. In fact, let's just do a new one. Clear that again. And in the meantime, I am going to look up that dagger you were saying about. Let's have a look at it. What's it called? The Rakdos White Knife. Let's have a look. View page. Okay, so it looks like it's got, I'll drag it onto this screen so you can see it. Looks like it's got quite a bit to it. So +1 to attack and damage rolls. So it resembles a demonic head and wing. Very nice. Whenever you slay a creature with an attack using the dagger, the creature's soul is imprisoned inside and can only be restored to life with a wish spell. Pretty big then. Okay, that's pretty nasty. Straight off the bat, for each soul imprisoned, your attacks deal an extra 1d4 necrotic damage. While the dagger is within 5 feet of you, your dreams are haunted. That's not much of a curse so far. So it also has the following properties. As a bonus action, you can release any number of stored souls from the dagger to regain hit points. Oh, okay, so you can lower the damage of the dagger to restore hit points, which is an interesting idea. And Annihilation. If the dagger holds 5 souls, you can use this property. As a reaction, immediately after you hit a creature with a dagger and deal damage to the target, you can release all 5 souls. If the target now has fewer than 75 hit points, it must succeed a Constitution saving throw or die. So yeah, that's something they don't do much in this version of D&D, is the save or die idea, where either you make a save or you're gonna die. That's definitely something they don't do much anymore. So yeah, that is a pretty nasty dagger. Are you going to be chucking that into your campaign then, Xenix? Is that why you're bringing it up? Right, so the idea that I want to see if it works is let's make it sort of tropically ground, I think. So let's go. What looks tropical? Tropical. Maybe like that. So I want to make a video. Oh, I need a very big terrain size as well. So I want to make a video of someone walking through a tropical forest. So the idea, so in this, in this you can do videos, but they're not very good. So I'll just use OBS to record it afterwards. And then if we've got a scene on stream where they're walking and not much is going on, there's no point in having a battle map, I can just chuck up this video, is the idea. But I do not actually know if it's going to work like that. So let's see. So first of all, I need to go down and make sure it's all the right height. So we want to make sure that the trees are, oh, I did it the wrong way, are all roughly the same size. Okay, so if we go to the walking man, how's he already stuck on something? Am I stuck in the floor? There you go. How's this not working? There you go. I'm getting stuck on trees. Okay, so they're not quite the right height. So let's get rid of them. That random tree over there. Let's make them a bit bigger. And then let's put them down. And then I want extremely dense. Extremely dense. So now, if I walk through, in fact, maybe I don't use the person, maybe I just use the camera. And I just walk through like this. As if they were walking through, but I'll slow the camera right down. Okay, I think it's going to work. I think so. So let's start again so that it doesn't look that bad. Zenix saying you just had an interesting idea for this in Foundry with transitions. Yeah, it's sort of, I guess a similar idea, what I'm thinking of here. I just want a scene where, because you can put WebM videos into Foundry, so I'll make this as a WebM video, and it's just a scene of just the camera moving through heavy tropical woodland, so that if they're walking in the jungle at any point and they're having a chat, we don't just have to stare at a battle map. There's something a bit more animated and a bit nicer for everyone to look at. So let's zoom all the way out then. This camera is so slow. Okay, let's just chuck these types of trees everywhere first off then. I might even go to map view and then chuck it on just so I can see that it is actually going over everything. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I definitely like Foundry VTT over Roll20. The modules you can get just make it for me. you can do so much customization and do exactly what you want it to do rather than just having to play by the rules of the system. You can find a module to do exactly what you want it to do. Okay, let's put in some other types of trees. All over the place. I just want a dense forest here. Doesn't need to be going up and down at all. Just a flat land, dense forest. And let's put in some wonky trees all over the place. Wonky tropical. And then some plants. Let's grab some tropical looking plants. Chuck them all over the place as well. They might actually be a little too big. We'll go down and have a look in a second. Let's go and have a look now. Okay, so if we're just walking through, there's different types of trees. There's plants on the floor. We're going to put some rocks and some sticks on the floor as well. Okay, so I need a lot more plants on the floor level. Okay, let's go back up. In fact, let's just go to ortho. Let's just put it, maybe not that dense, but quite dense. Chuck them all over the place. There, no spoilers as of yet, Jordan, Mr. Jordlar. I am just making a generic forest map at the moment so that when you guys are walking through, it's something a bit more interesting to look at than just your traditional map. So Jordlar is Dren. If for all of you that watched episode 1, Jordlar is the player for Dren. So there are gonna be no spoilers yet, and I will make sure that if actually I won't do any spoilers. There's nothing really for me that I want to spoil. Next session is going to be very exciting. That's all I'll say. There are some good plans. Right, so let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? So there's some plants all over the place, trees all over the place. Nice. What does this plant look like? No, that's not quite right for this environment. Oh yeah, let's chuck some of them in then. Let's go back to that. Make the brush nice and big, chuck them all over the place. So, because a few of you have joined, what I'm doing at the moment is we're making a generic forest map. And then the idea is, in session, if they're just walking through the jungle and we don't really need a battle map or anything like that, I'm going to make a video which is essentially just them walking through this scenery here. And then it's just something a little bit more animated to show on stream and to show the players that isn't just a battle map they have to look at the whole time. So that's the plan. I'm just actually making the map now. So next up, we're going to chuck some twigs on the floor all over the place. And this is Flowscape. For all of you who do not know, this is a tool called Flowscape where you can make 3D maps. In fact, something I haven't used on Flowscape that might be quite good. Let's give it a go. Let's see how it does. There is a randomly procedurally generated function. So let's zoom out. So now I've got the rock selected. I can just press go, and rocks was probably the worst thing to use this on, and it should just chuck rocks randomly all over the map. I can't see any rocks. Let's stop that. Rocks was the worst thing to try that with because they're so small. So let's try it with a tree. Let's pick a tree. zoom out, and then if I press go, you can see trees pop up. So you can completely randomly generate a map if you need to on this, which is also quite nice if you just want to get something done quickly. I am going to not do that because I want to do some quite specific things. Actually, what I could do that with, which might be quite nice, I can't see many rocks on the floor though. Let's do some bigger rocks maybe. So let's try some of these. Let me just make sure they look okay. Yeah. So let's change the density down a bit and chuck some rocks. Hopefully that's working. Can't actually see it. Let's stop it and then let's go for a little walk and see if any of those rocks were made. See you later, Zenix. Thank you for coming along, chilling and chatting. And I'll see you tomorrow for the session. Yeah, I did chuck some rocks in. There you go. So yeah, some randomly generated rocks. That'll do. And then the other thing that might be good to randomly generate as well is some animals. So let's randomly generate some dragonflies across the map. So that if we go down to the ground layer, hopefully we'll see some dragonflies pop up all around the place. There's some over here. See some dragonflies. So let's stop the generation. What other animals here are a little bit... let's do some butterflies as well. Some nice butterflies. That'll do. Right, okay, so let's actually test my idea then. Well, first actually, let's see if going to walk-in mode is actually going to work. No. So for all of you who haven't used this tool, it does have a mode where you can literally drop yourself into the map, but it just gets stuck on everything. So it's getting stuck on that plant there. So it's not great. So we're going to come out of walk-in mode and we're going to go back into camera mode. Right, so the next thing before we test what it looks like, I want to sort out beforehand is the horizon, because at the moment there's obviously this this line here. So this little toggle area here, you can choose the horizon. So we're gonna have a little look through. Doesn't look like that any of them are very tropically looking. No. Okay, let's see. No. It's quite cool, but it's not what I was looking for at all. So that's a no. Okay, so how do I get rid of that then? So if we just go back to this one, so this was the first one we had. And then the next thing I want to do is sort out the sun. So if I change the direction slightly, change the height slightly, change the intensity slightly, and then this is the important one, because we're in the jungle, we want it a bit of a warmer temperature. So we're going to bring that slider down. And it makes it look all a little bit warmer. In fact, I might even bring it down a bit more. There you go. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. So, some of these trees have really angled weirdly, haven't they? But that's fine. So it all looks okay actually, doesn't it? So I'm going to record this later because I'm using OBS to stream at the moment, and I'll use that to record this. What I will probably do is make a really thick area of trees around the edge of the map so I don't accidentally go over it. And then we'll do a little scene a bit later on. So yeah, that'd be quite cool. Hopefully it turns out as good as I am hoping. Let's see if we can make that thick maybe we'll use this tree. And then we want it extremely dense. And then we're just going to chuck it along the edge of the map. And let me just test that that looks okay actually from the inside and it doesn't look too stupid. Maybe I'll even chuck some other trees in there as well. And if we just make a really dense part of the forest, then when I'm doing my little camera walk around, it'll be really obvious not to go that way. Perfect. I think this is going to work a treat. Going to work better than I thought it was, in fact. And this is all for the stream tomorrow. So every Tuesday I stream a live D&D play. And this is for that. It is going to be good. We're starting the session with one of the players unconscious. So, you know, hopefully it can't get much worse for them. But you never know with D&D. At the moment it's just one of them unconscious. Maybe it'll be more than one next time. I imagine you have to have quite a powerful computer to do something like this because there's a hell of a lot of trees and mine is slightly lagging. I've got a pretty good computer and it is slightly lagging because I'm chucking lots and lots of trees on here. Let's rise it up a bit. Rightio, and then we've got one more map to make after this, which we're going to jump over to Incarnate to make. So let me just chuck the other trees up here as well, all the way around. My computer's definitely struggling putting all these on. It is making quite a lot of trees, I guess. Oh. So I'm just making a little border here. So when I'm doing my videoing, I don't accidentally go to the outside. Oh, my camera's gone wrong. No. There we go. So let's just finish this off. And then this map should be all done and ready. So I think I just need to do this little part around here. Yeah, the camera's a little bit jank with this. Right, perfect. So now, if I actually go into the forest and get out of the thick, dense part. Oh God, I'm lost in the forest. Here we go. Okay, so now I should be able to just walk around the forest. And if I get rid of everything, and I might even make the camera move slower. Yeah, let's do that right now while I remember. That's up here, I think, actually. No. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's a camera speed. So if I put that right down. Oh, maybe not that far down. There we go. Then get rid of everything. Then I can have a nice little walk around this area, which I'm going to film later, and then if there's any scenes in the stream where they are walking through the forest, I can just do this. And oh, we got lost in the bush. Yeah, I can do this, and they can then imagine themselves walking through a forest. There's quite a lot of dense leaves here. But yeah, hopefully it adds a little bit to the stream and adds a little bit for the players as well. Being able to just walk through, look around, done. Okay, so let's save that then. There you go, all saved. And then let's chuck up. So next, if we get rid of this, we're gonna go over to Incarnate next. Oh. So, and we're gonna, oh, don't want to go to the Discord, and we're gonna create a new map. It's gonna be a fantasy battle map. Or you want it landscape. There we go. Okay, so first off we need the ground. It is going to be a cave. So let's find a cave type of ground. Nope, not quite that one. Concrete textures, maybe this one. I think this is the one we used last time, so let's make the size nice and big. Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, we're gonna let's take the smoothness down, so we just want it all this type. Perfect. Right, and then we are going to chuck in the walls. So if you haven't used Incarnate before, the walls are a little bit of a pain because you can't draw the walls in. You have to get walls like these and put them in the right place. And somewhere, I think I've gone past it, somewhere there are cavern walls. Although, I cannot find them. Oh, here we go. No. Dwarven. Ah, here you go. Dungeon walls. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one down, and then before we actually put the rest down, I want to make sure they're the right colour. They're a little bit reddy here. I don't want them reddy. I want them a bit darker. I want saturation to be brought down to make them a bit grey like. Change the hue so it's, yeah, like that I think actually. Maybe even bring the saturation up a little bit. Perfect. And then, so I just need one big open cave. It doesn't have to have different rooms and stuff. So we're just going to do that. So in fact, if what we do, we'll put in all the corners first. Just like this. Oh, and then we'll also put in the little entrance, which is going to be around about here. And then we'll duplicate that one, flip it around for the other side of the entrance. And then if we just quickly put the grid on to see the rough size of it. Okay, so that's much bigger than I need, but you can change the, here you go. So you want it about this big. So we go back to the stamps. And then what we're gonna do is connect all these together. So each time it's gonna give me a random stamp because I've got the random stamp selected here. And if I don't like a random stamp, we're just gonna ignore it. In fact, this one we're just going to do like that. And then in Foundry VTT, we'll make this a wall so they can't see beyond it. There we go. And with these walls, you want to make sure that the faded area is on the inside of the wall. Just like this. And I'm just letting it give me random walls because I don't really care how this cave is made, as long as it looks a bit unneat and it doesn't look too perfect. So we're just chucking some walls along here, and then we just need to finish up this. So in fact, let's just move this one over here a bit, and then let's grab some more random walls around here. And yeah, let's finish with this one actually. Let's do a little boom. So we have the cavern outlined here, and then I do want to make the outside area, I'm going to make that black, just like so. In fact, I went a bit over the lines there. I was never very good at colouring in the lines. So we're just going to make it all black on the outside, like so. Oh, went over the lines again and again. I'm not very good at this. Perfect. And because I think one of the players is watching, I'm not going to say what this cave is for, but it's a cave that they might not even ever go into. They might never get here. So that's part of DMing though, unfortunately. You make content and sometimes they never decide to go that way. And you just have to, get over it and get on with it as a DM. So this map may never be seen by the players, but you lucky people watching the stream right now, you get to see it. Right, so I need... That's a broken trapdoor. I want like a broken crate. I could use that trapdoor instead. But we will see if there's anything better. So let's start from the top. I want this table in here as well. So once again, I want it a bit darker because it's quite vibrant. So we're going to darken that down. I'm going to need that a bit later. Let's, here you go. Here's some empty crates. It's not broken, but it will do. We're going to pile them up over here. We just have 3 of them. And then if we, I didn't want to select the walls. So if we select all of them, and then I'm just going to bring the brightness down a bit again, maybe the saturation up a bit, just so it fits in with this dank, dreary area. And then I want to bring this one to the top. So this is a good tip for those of you who want to make better maps. Layering stuff just makes it stand out a little bit more. So rather than, I could just have them like this, for example, but it looks a bit weird. So if we have 3 crates here and we put 1 on top, it just looks a little bit better. And then something I need to add to this map, but I'm not actually sure if they have it here, is a dummy. No, so they have a mummy, which is not quite the same. So it's like a training dummy. But they don't have it in Incarnate, I don't think. They do. What do they call it? Oh, it's just because I put in a Y instead of IE. So we're going to have a look. So we want to put some dummies in. So how many dummies do we need? We need 6. So let's just chuck them in. And then what I'm going to do, because I don't really want them all identical, and I need them all to be looking into the center, like so. And I don't want them all to be identical. So what I am going to do is I'm going to change the size of some of them. And in Incarnate, you can also change the color of pretty much all of the stamps now. So I can change that, and you see it just turned a little bit green. And then we're just going to bring the size down a bit. Let's change the hue of this one as well to be, let's go for a little bit pinkish, and then let's just bring the saturation down. So now you can see they're definitely different colors. This one, let's just bring the contrast up a bit, make it a little bit smaller. This one, we'll just change the saturation, we'll bring it down a little bit, make it a tiny bit smaller. And then this last one, let's just change the hue, let's make it a bit, let's change it like a tiny bit red, saturation up a bit. There you go. Let's make that one smaller as well. So there's going to be 6 training dummies in here for reasons unknown. We do have one of the players watching, so I cannot reveal that. You have to turn up tomorrow to see what this area is. And then we also need a bedroll. So let's see if they've got a bedroll here. Doesn't look like they've got a bedroll. Looks like they've just got beds. Didn't mean to click furniture there. So we've got scrolls. Okay, so I can't find it through search. Oh, well, let's put in a little log actually as a little seating area. I like that, and we're just gonna take the brightness down a bit. Okay, so yeah, I need some sort of makeshift bed. Oh yeah, I do also need a campfire, which is probably going to be out. That can be over here. Right, so makeshift bed, or bedroll anyway. Let's see what they've got. See you tomorrow, Jordan. Thank you for dropping by. So it doesn't look like they've got anything that I can chuck instead of a bedroll. So what I might do instead is put in a broken old tent. Oh, this hay roof actually looks... That looks like it could be a bit of a makeshift bed using hay, especially if I take the brightness down a bit and maybe contrast down. I want to try and make it look brown. There you go. So that could be like a seating area. This is a cave 1. There's only one person in, so there'd be one bed, little seating area, a little storage area over here. There'll be some dummies all around the middle. That's pretty much all we need in here, but we've got this extra bit over here. I'm wondering if I actually just make it a bit smaller. So if we just drag all of this in a bit. Like so, and then because that's everything I need. And Oh, didn't mean to do that. Just trying to make all of this match up a bit. So that doesn't quite, does it? Let's move that down. There you go, that'll do. And then we just need to go to the brush and sort out all of these extra bits that has now been here. Oh, don't mean to do that. And then it's just a very simple little cave that may or may not be used depending on the player's choices. But I'm pretty happy with that. Nice. Okay, so tonight we've made 3 maps in a pretty small amount of time, which is nice, seeing as that last week when I did this I managed to only make 1 map in the entirety. So let me just, a small tropical cave, we're going to call this one. Save it with Incarnate. So, right, so we've made a mountain scene, we've made a mountain walkthrough, and now we've made this cave map. The next map we need to make is going to be a generic tropical forest map. So we're going to go back to Incarnate for that, I think. Or what we could do, yeah, actually, changing my mind, we're going to put what we've made so far into Foundry VTT. So we're going to launch the world. Let's chuck in my password. Let me just quickly download that map we just made. Export, save. Nice. So this is where we left off last time. I've also made another little map here. I made that yesterday. That is just, there's a little tropical camp that may or may not come into fruition. And then I'm just going to call this one Tropical Landscape. Oh no, sorry, we're doing a small tropical cave first, aren't we? So small tropical cave, create new scene. We're gonna go to scenes, gonna upload, go to my downloads, small tropical cave, and then we're gonna chuck that in. Oh, I left the grid on, which is a little bit annoying. I don't like leaving the grid on when I export maps, because then you have to do the faff. So instead of doing that, it looks like the paint's gone all weird as well. I'll bring it over here. For some reason the paint isn't quite right. So let's just sort that out quick. Oh, it's because it put the softness back on. We don't want soft. So we're just going to quickly sort that out. There we go. And then we'll export it again quickly. And then we're going to put it into Foundry and set up the grid and set up all of the bits and bobs that we need to set up. So if we go to the tropical cave and we're going to delete, no, we're going to put in this one first. Select file, save changes, that's better. And then we're going to go to the scene and we're going to go to the grid. And I'm going to decide how thick I want the grid. I think that is actually pretty much perfect. So we're just going to leave that there, leave the grid in, and then we need to make the walls. So we're just going to do walls the whole way around, just like this. Oh. I really like how the walls work in Foundry as well. If you've never used Foundry, it is very simple. Let's just put in the walls. Right, and then I just want to quickly put in a character, so we'll put in, let's put in Alicia, and I'm just going to click on her just to make sure that there's no gaps in the walls and she can't see, so if she moves around the area, she's not going to be able to see stuff. Perfect, so we'll get rid of her now. There you go, and it's pretty much as simple as that. Put in a map into Foundry. And then now this is ready to go when I need it. I am going to put a NPC in here ready, but I'm going to do that off stream, not to spoil any of you who are going to be watching it tomorrow. Right, and then the last thing to do was we need to make a generic tropical tree-like map. So let's do that now. So I'm going to use Flowscape for this one. Just going to use Flowscape. I like the realism feel to it when using maps like forests or beaches and stuff like that, but it's not great for cave maps. So yeah, because we're doing a generic forest map, we're going to use it. And what I might even try doing here is using the random generation feature and see how that works. So first off, we need to choose the land, and I think we're going to go with something like this, and then we're just going to change the ground to look a little bit more forest-like. So maybe this one's probably the most foresty, and then let's zoom out. In fact, let's go to map view from the get-go. And then if we go to a tropical style of tree and go to the random generation feature, let's see what happens. Okay, so let's remove that immediately because I left the density far too high. Okay, that doesn't seem to have changed anything, does it? Okay, well, let's just do it the old-fashioned way then. So rather than doing the randomly generated stuff, let's just draw it on ourselves. So, I'm going to put some trees about. First off. And then we'll chuck in some other types of trees as well. In fact, these are pretty big trees, I think. So let's go to the terrain size. And let's chuck that up quite a bit. In fact, let's just make it the whole way. I am stuck in Ortho. So let's zoom all the way out. And then let's rub these trees out and start again. There you go. Right, so now if you go to Ortho View, go to trees, go to these trees again. Okay, let's make them a bit bigger. There you go, that's much better. So just going to chuck some trees around randomly, like so. Then we're going to go to the other style of trees. We're going to chuck some of them around randomly as well. And then the other type of tropical trees, and we're going to chuck them around as well. And then we're going to go to the bushes, and there's some quite tropically looking bushes as well that we'll chuck on the floor. And this is going to be a battle map, so we don't want it all fully treed out, or they get confused if they're allowed to stand on trees or if they're not allowed to stand on trees and stuff like that. Those bushes are a bit too big. And then we're just going to go to the sticks, chuck some sticks on the ground as well to make it look a bit real. And then we're going to go to the rocks as well, chuck some rocks on the ground so it looks all real. And then we're going to probably put some dragonflies in. So let's chuck some dragonflies about the place in case that comes up. And in fact, so they're going to be going up a mountain here. So is there something I could paint to make it look like they're going up a mountain? Oh, well, let's not remove the land. So if I just paint a bit around here. Okay, so that's cobblestone, so we don't want that. Don't want that. Okay, well I guess that's a solid no. There's nothing here which looks overly like a mountainside. Okay. So how can we make it look like they're going up a mountain? I guess the only other way is we go back to this view. Because in this view it looks like they're going up a mountain slightly, or up a hill at least. But then in map view it does not come across very well. Let's have a look through some other bits and see if there's anything obvious. Well, in fact, actually, let's just put some rocks about because they're generally quite good. Some big rocks. While we're here. There's nothing, there's no easy way of making it look like they're going up a mountain though, is there? What is that? Oh, is that supposed to be like a side of a mountain? I wonder what happens if you do like that. No, that's not going to look very good, is it? Not at all. Okay. I think we might just have to deal with this, and I'll just have to tell them. Just got rid of all the rocks now. And I'll just have to tell them that it is a side of a mountain. And that they are on a steep incline. But yeah, it's a bit annoying that it doesn't come across in the map. Let's chuck some more trees around. It's still looking quite bare, isn't it? Just a few more trees about. Okay, I think that would do. Maybe these shadows, there are some shadowy areas, so maybe that will give it the idea that it is going uphill. And then if I actually, if we do the quick screenshot and then go right in, just want to see what it looks like when we're in the right position for the map, because obviously we don't want these edge parts. In fact, is there anything I can put in the edges? No, not really. So yeah, I think that looks quite good for a battle map. Okay, cool. So let's save this quick, and then we're gonna go back to Foundry, and I just need to quickly find where that's saved. And then we're going to make another scene, which we're going to call Tropical Landscape. No, let's call it Tropical. Let's just call it Tropical Battle Map. Create scene. And then we're just going to go to Scenes, choose file, put in that scene, and it was this map, I believe. Save changes. Yes. Okay. Right. So it looks like the grid is probably around about the right size, actually, which is good. Oh, I've gone to the wrong map now. Damn it. I've clicked the wrong map. My bad. So let's go to this map, go to grid. Yeah, it looks like that's probably around about the right size for the grid. Nice. And then on maps like this that have a outer edge, I just make sure to put a wall around the outside so they can't accidentally see the outside. So we'll just do that quick. And then I'm just going to grab a player. So let's grab Dren, put him on the map. He's got vision. In fact, they don't need vision for this map, so I'm just going to take off. If you take off global, or put on, sorry, global illumination, it ignores the yeah, perfect. Okay, so it's box, so they can't see the rest of the thing, and then they can move around and fight as they wish. And on this map, maybe a slight spoiler, probably not. There could be, if they come to this point, there could be harpies. So let's import that entry. I do need to actually sort out my folders a bit here, so let's just chuck them on for now. So there could be some harpies all over the place, just like so. Perfect. Okay, done. So we've got our small tropical cave they might go to. We've got this small tropical camp they might go to, and a tropical battle map, which is going to just be a bit generic, just in case they turn up anywhere that I don't expect, and there's a fight in a tropical area. Then I can just bust out this map and chuck some stuff into it. And then we've also made a scenery type map, which I am going to go take some screenshots of. And in fact, did I already take some screenshots that I could put into? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not quite right. So I'm going to go, yeah, let's do that quick then. Let's load up Flowscape again. Escape reality. And let's see if we can get a good screenshot of the tropical mountain. And then once that's done, I think we'll call it quits for this little stream, this little impromptu stream. Thank you for coming along. If anyone has any questions at all, ask me now before I head off. So tomorrow at 8 PM GMT, 4 PM EST and 1 PM PST is when the next session is. It's a little bit annoying when you come into Flowscape that every time you have to wait for something to be randomly generated before you can get rid of it. I also can't get rid of, there you go. Okay, so I want to load. What was it I was loading? I think it was this. Yeah, this is the one. So I wanted to try and get a good screenshot. In fact, I might make the trees a little bit more dense, just so it looks like it's further, because this is supposed to be a whole mountain, but really there's not many trees on it. So let's see what it looks like if I put it really high and dense and then chuck trees all over the place. I think that looks better actually, doesn't it? Let's chuck all these trees all over the shop. Some up the side here as well. That looks better. That looks more like an actual big mountain. Some of these trees as well. And then let's just chuck some plants in just in case they come. No, you can't really see them. It's a bit all a bit too dense now. So if I come to the tree level now, which is about here, and then if you just get the rubber and we just there you go. Get rid of these little silly ones. And then I want it to look, it's a bit hard. I want to try and get an angle where it looks like they're at the base of the mountain looking up. But maybe I just do something like this. Yeah. That'll do. And then if we go and have a look at what that actually looks like. Yeah, I think that'll do. So if we save that, we save it over the one it was before, back to reality. And then in Foundry, I'm going to go to entries. I'm going to create an entry. I'm going to call this one Tropical Mountain Image. Create journal entry. In the image part, going to go to browse files, gonna choose a file, gonna chuck in this one, yeah, what's that one? Select, tick, and then I will be able to show the players. There you go. Okay, so the last thing to do is something I have to do off stream because it involves me using OBS, but I'm using OBS to stream. So we're going to be picking up tomorrow in the Sea Cave where we have one unconscious player, and then we have 3 maps at the ready just in case, depending on their choices. Cool. I think that's pretty much everything I am going to do on this stream then. So let's quickly turn it back to my face. There you go. So thank you everyone who has come along. It's just a little stream here while I get some stuff sorted for tomorrow. We're going to be streaming 8 PM GMT, 4 PM EST and 1 PM PST. Come along and see. I have some pretty exciting stuff happening. Things might not go very well for the party depending on their choices. So come along, check it out. And until next time, happy gaming.